Hello everyone, Shadow here, and welcome to another Transport Fever 2 update, Quarantine Edition. And I want to first begin with saying that I hope everyone is doing well during these trying times. Like many of you, I have been working from home all week. I really haven't left my house. And because of that, I had a lot of spare time on my hands that I would have otherwise spent commuting back and forth to work. That just means that I had a lot of time this week to work on Transport Fever 2 and bringing New York City to life. Before we begin today, I just want to give a quick PSA. I hope everyone is practicing social distancing, keeping at least 6 feet away if you go outside, and only going outside if necessary. And just remember that only working together can we beat this virus. And now some housekeeping. Please like, subscribe, and share. Doing so will really help my channel. And remember, if I get enough attention on these videos, I might just release this map to the public. But I know, I already said that in a previous video. Link up above. So you're probably wondering, Shadow, what are you doing? You're demolishing that beautiful station that you showed us a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I know. I was trying to tweak it to make it a little bit more realistic. There was certain aspects of it I didn't like, and I also wanted to include the AirTrain station as well as some of the greenery and some of the surrounding assets that are present in real life. So you're going to see me redoing a lot of it. Actually, I did even more work than I actually recorded, so in the final product, you're going to see even more changes. And some of you may have noticed that we started this video at JFK Airport. Remember in a previous video how I mentioned that I wish that someone would release a larger airport? Well, once again, it seems like one of those modders out there heard me. They released a large airport a couple weeks later. And what I did is I put 3 of them together to form the outskirts of JFK Airport. And then I built the AirTrain line in the middle. Well, why talk about it when I could just show you? What do you think? I mean, it's not as real as what JFK would look like, but this is a Pseudo series. And this is as close as real as I'm gonna get it. So what I'm doing right now, I'm building 2 loops. The outer loop and the inner loop. The outer loop carries the air trains to both Howard Beach and Jamaica Center, whereas the inner loop carries an air train that loops around to all terminals. Now you're going to see that I place signals all throughout this line, but in reality, the signals aren't really necessary as the train itself is completely automated. But signals always look cool, especially in first-person view, so they're getting added. And I'm roughly putting the depot in its real-life location, more or less. And we'll begin supplying some trains to this line. So you're going to notice that I placed several different kinds of trains on this line. I was looking for the best fit for the line, something that will display both the stations and the type of train it is, whether it's Howard Beach or Jamaica Center. Also, I wanted something that was white as well, mainly because the real air train is white. So if it was white or whitish, display the route and the stations, more than likely it got thrown on this line. But since none of these things here with the air train are final, I won't bore you guys with the details. But I just wanted to showcase what I was doing with the surrounding environment to make the world more come alive. And speaking of environment, given how well the Sea Beach line came out so far, I wanted to take another look at the far Rockaway line. I wanted to fill in some of the areas with more of the greenery that you see. Now, this is still an ongoing project. There's going to be a lot of tweaks, and most of it is not going to be featured in this video. But I wanted you guys to see what I was doing with that area to make it more realistic. So over here in Jamaica Bay, I basically tore down the entire line and rebuilt it. I got rid of a lot of the greenery space, and I was actually intending on shifting the track. But what I did instead is I started rebuilding the environment around it to give it a slightly different look, which is more realistic. And along with adding more realism to this pseudo-realistic series, at both ends of this section of track, there is a reduced speed for the trains going over the water crossing. That's primarily due to the fact that the trains are approaching a drawbridge that allows boats to traverse the waterway. These bridges are located on both ends of the track. So there's one closer to Howard Beach and there's another one closer to Far Rockaway. And in keeping with adding some more realism to this pseudo-realistic series, I'm adding the fencing as well as the seawalls that help hold back the water when it overflows from really inundating the tracks. And I still do intend on not adding the broad channel station here because, like I mentioned in a previous video, I really want this section of track to be a section where the trains reach their top speed and they can coast through this area. There's also a particular section over here where there's a third rail. I may or may not add that, but I pushed the fencing far enough back that I can if I wanted to. I mean, time will tell. As I develop this map more and more, certain things are either going to be added and other things are going to be cut. Such as, I added the greenery that's further down closer to Far Rockaway just to add a little bit of sense of nature to this route. So that's pretty much it in terms of traveling out to Far Rockaway. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be releasing additional videos regarding other updates I made to various other lines, including the Q line. And I know I promised you guys the R line in Transport Fever 1, but I'm not sure if I'm going to actually release that now. Primarily due to the fact that I actually finished it in Transport Fever 2. I'm just waiting for certain assets to be developed and released in order to showcase it here. The R line is largely underground, so there's not much scenery per se, so it's more so train assets. And the trains that I have running now I don't particularly like. But you could let me know below if you really want to see the R line in Transport Fever 1. The one that I recorded there is actually extended out to Staten Island, which was the original plan for the R line. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. It really does help my channel. And stay tuned for those additional videos coming out soon. Oh, almost forgot, one more thing. Remember the first video in this series, I showed you an incomplete ride from Inwood all the way to J Street? Well, you're in for a treat. I have included a ride from J Street all the way out to Far Rockaway. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. This is J Street Metrotech. Connection is available to the C local train. Transfer is also available to the F and R trains. And as we pull into our final stop here in Far Rockaway, I hope you enjoyed your ride. There's still a lot more I need to do before I can showcase the Far Rockaway bound A train line in its entirety. I'm also in desperate need of a population limiter mod, so if you know of one, link it below. It will really help with game stuttering, resulting in smoother and improved frame rates. Be well and stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.